Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to play Psylocke in this ultimate guide for Marvel Rivals. Psylocke has a cool kit where she can regenerate her abilities by hitting with her main attack, and you can also do some very fun things with it, like if you throw the shurikens into one enemy, you can actually aim at another and recall them and it'll hit both of them, giving yourself over health there. So she is kind of an assassin, but I see a lot of people playing her as a flanker a little bit too hard. She actually has a very good ultimate that you want to charge up, so I think it's best to play Psylocke alongside your tanks, kind of sticking with your team. But if you see any openings, you would definitely want to be taking them because she can burst enemies down like you saw there. She also has this nice dash, which does 50 damage per dash. And the combo for Psylocke is you want to go left, left, right, left. But you can see there, it sometimes will take people out a little bit quicker than you're able to. So again, left, right, left is another combo that you can go with, or the left, left, right, left, like that. Hitting headshots obviously makes this a lot more powerful, but another nice thing is whenever you throw your shuriken, they actually can get recalled by going with a dash attack. So if you were to go like that, and then dash, it'll actually recall them to your old location and then pull them to your new location. So you can get very strategic with that. Although you can also just go with the throw and then aim somewhere else and it'll throw it through both of them there. But you want to be attacking with your main attack as much as possible for the regeneration, because all your skills basically have like an 8-second cooldown. So you got your dashes here, and you can dash again. You got your shuriken, and if you throw the shuriken, you're able to get them back a little bit quicker. You have to throw them and recall them for the cooldown to start, but her invisibility has a little bit longer of a cooldown, with her invisibility having a 15-second cooldown instead of the 8 seconds that her shuriken, as well as her dash attack has. So you do regenerate you do get your skills back a little bit quicker by hitting with your main attack here, but typically the best range for Psylocke is 15 meters. After this, she starts to get damage fall off, and it goes upwards of 60% of your main damage when you're at like 30 meters range. So you can see there, obviously it's not ideal to go at this far of a range, so don't stick at long range with Psylocke. You want to get in close and then go with your main attack, right click, main attack. As you can see there, it bursts people down very fast. But another nice one is if you end up missing one of your shots, you can finish them off with the dash there, because the range is pretty generous. You can actually hit from like around 10 meters there. So I would recommend going to the practice range here to get comfortable with the distance of her attacks. But yeah, for the most part, you want to be hitting with your main attack so that you can get your left click, or so you can get your shurikens and your dash back. So kind of using them as a combination, because you can go with your shurikens and then dash away to be able to deal damage with them and then get yourself a bit of over health. Now, Psylocke's best feature is likely her ultimate, because whenever you go with this, she's just going to go swipe through people and just delete them, literally. Another nice way you can use her ultimate is actually if you were to go and like dash like this and then start off up high with it, and when you drop down, then you can launch your dodge attack or your attack there. So I find that works really well too, because sometimes you just want to get into the back line to delete their healers, so you can go like that, and then that way you're able to get towards them. She actually prioritizes hitting any of the targets that you've already hit with an attack, so that's nice if you're able to mark a healer. So whenever I primarily play tank, anytime I hear her ultimate going off as a tank, I go and stand inside of it, because that is the way to protect your healers. So yeah, her ultimate is very powerful, and you actually want to charge it up. So that's why I mentioned earlier that you want to be sticking with your team as much as possible, because whenever you're sticking around them, you're able to damage tank. Typically you want to be taking out healers, but if you damage tanks, you're going to build up your ultimate charges pretty quickly. And whenever you have that built up, you're going to be able to just launch your ultimate at the healers. So she's great for deleting healers, but for the most part, I'll show off some gameplay so you can get an idea of how to play her. But typically with Psylocke, you want to be focusing on anyone that kind of falls off the path of where their team is, so you can go up and one-shot them. Now, there is a really nice team up with Psylocke. She actually has one with Magic. Black Panther also has this. So what it does is it makes it so that you can recall time. So with this, let's say you took a bunch of damage and you just needed to get away. With this, you can actually recall time. So we're getting shot here, and you can go and press C, and then it'll rewind yourself and recover your health. So it gives you, I guess, that over health there so that you can kind of get back into things, which is nice. So that is a nice effective way to kind of reverse whatever you might have done. But for the most part, her overall strategy is to get in and use your ultimate whenever you got it, and just take out people from the side anytime you can get that. But Her main fire shoots out 4 different bolts, and they do 12 damage per bolt, which can be quite devastating, as you can see. And then every single bolt that hits reduces your cooldowns by 0.25 of a second. So with that, since you're going to be regenerating your abilities so quickly, you can also spam them off too. So that is really the best way to play Psylocke, is to make sure that you are landing your shots and then follow up with your abilities. So I'll show off some gameplay to get the most out of Psylocke. Maps like Midtown are great because they have lots of places for you to hide at if you get chased down and you need to get away. I was overextended a little bit here, but I was able to regain and get back to my team here. And stealth actually does help quite a bit with that as well. But yeah, we're great at close range, so you want to be getting around 10 to 15 meters away from targets. That's going to be your most optimal place to be, as you can secure knockouts really easily that way. Also, as DPS, you should be taking out Moon Knight's Onks if you can find them, because that's just going to keep your healers alive and the rest of your team. But yeah, it's all about just finding those openings to get the hits in. And sometimes you do need a flank, and that's, again, why Midtown's such a great map, because there's so many ways you can flank around and get some nice 1v1s. Ideally, if you're going to 1v1 someone, you want to get at them at a nice angle so that they don't see you coming. You can already get 2 of your hits in. This is where going with the left mouse button, right mouse button to do your main attack and then throw your shurikens can be really great for deleting their health. And then by that point, they may just need one other shot and a dash to finish them off. But yeah, you can see here, I'm kind of playing off to the side. Our tank came around this way here as well, and this was a nice flank to keep the position moving forwards. But whenever you're going at a large group of enemies, typically you want to be sticking towards some of the weaker foes, because tanks will typically get healed back up. And if you can take out a DPS, it's going to mean that your team survives a little bit longer. But even so, if you can get in to take out their healers, that's even more advantageous to your team. But it's all about making sure that you're making the right plays, so don't overextend too much to take out a healer. That was a nice easy quad here, so yeah, that worked out really well. Spider-Man tried to dive at me, and I dived right through him and finished him off. So you can be very, very deadly against any weak enemies here. Finding the right time to use your ultimate is huge too. So there was a Captain America in there, and he was able to keep alive because they were getting heals. But I was able to finish off their healer there. Now, in another game, anytime you're playing on defense, I find that Psylocke's better on offense, but you can still make the most of her kit because she's just great at 1v1ing people. Always know where heals are. That's what kept me alive there, was finding that healing pack to be able to get away. And then I was able to get away from their tank there and then just go after their healers here. So that's typically what you want to be running towards, is just trying to get these flanks off on enemies while they're distracted by your tanks. So in this particular instance, I have my ultimate charged up. I should have dashed in there a little bit sooner to be able to take them out. But sometimes you just need to get those easy shots where you can, and grab health. Obviously, knowing where health is huge, and that's one of the most important things, I think, is finding health packs. But able to take out 2 healers there, and that was optimal because they actually popped their ultimate. You could hear Cloak and Dagger go into their ultimate there, and I was able to just delete them right then and there. So she can actually be good for baiting out ultimates, and sometimes you can actually just, as I showed off there, you can take them out while they're going into their ultimates. So that is ideal as well. If you can waste one of their ultimates and get that out of the way, it just means your team's much more likely to succeed. But she's great in stealth and finding the right positions to get into. Drop your ultimate on them. And yeah, she's all about positioning, so just be mindful of where you're at, where your tanks are, and where the rest of the enemies are in Marvel Rivals, and you'll have a really great time with Psylocke. Leave any comments that you have in the comment section below, or any questions as well. Hit the subscribe button too if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.